my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, fine. Okay. So today we'll discuss about the documentation wise. For example, if I'm taking this RPA, how exactly the documentation, all the things will be happening it. Okay.
Okay.
First, I'll give any details about uh, all the required documentation, how the things need to be done it. Okay. And
Okay.
ఈ RPA the theory part ఉంటుంది. Just I will be understanding about all the theory part activities. Okay.
Okay.
So if we look into this, first we need to be understand what exactly this robotic process automation that already we have been cleared on with the yesterday session.
Yeah.
Next, we'll understand about with the life cycle. And basically, we used to be have an SDLC,
Yeah.
software development life cycle will be there. Similar to that, for RPA also it will be having with the SDL life cycle will be there. We'll understand that how exactly it will be working it. And majorly, whenever we are working with the RPA, we used to be heard about with the terminology of the repetitive task. So what exactly mean by this repetitive task? We'll be understanding on that, and how we need to be take with the tool selection. Because if I'm taking with the RPA, it's not like related to only one tool. Under RPA, we are having different automation tools are there. Then we need to be understand that how exactly the tool selection need to be done it, and what make the difference between RPA tools and other tools here. Because in RPA we are having so many tools, and at the same time in a market we are having other automation tools also. What make the difference between RPA tools and then other automation tools? We'll understand on it, and what exactly make you the Blue Prism advantages. We'll be discussing on that part, and after that we'll be understanding that what kind of RPAs are there. In RPA, tools are there, different tools are there, that is okay. But at the same time, coming to the RPA also, we are having different type of RPAs are there. So we'll understand that what exactly the different types of RPA here. Okay. So moreover, today class is like an theory part only. First, we'll be understanding with the very basic activities about RPA. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So the very first activities, if I'm taking with the RPA, we already discussed about it, which it will be mentioning with the robotic process automation here. Right. So if
Okay.
I'm taking with the terminology of the RPA, which it will be mentioning that it will be the robotic process automation. So if you understand it, we are doing with the automation only, but that automation we are doing for process, that process will be done with the help of the robotic here. Okay.
Okay.
So why specifically we are mentioning with the robotic, and a robotic and a word specific why we are using is, if I'm taking with the human being, okay, human being work చేసేటప్పుడు how exactly he was doing with other things, in the same manner our robot will be doing it here. That was the terminology it will be taking with the mimic here. So in case in interviews, if they're asking it, why exactly the terminology robot has been came it here. So why
Okay.
the terminology has been came into the picture is, what exactly human user or human being is doing it, the same action it will be given to the system here. That what I will be calling as a mimic a human user here. Okay. That
Okay.
means if I'm taking with the human person, he was typing the data, or he was opening with the application, he was closing the application. సో ఒక
Okay.
హ్యూమన్ పర్సన్ మాన్యువల్ గా ఏ యాక్టివిటీస్ అయితే పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తున్నాడో, సేమ్ యాక్టివిటీస్ వీఆర్ గివింగ్ టు ద ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. దట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ యు ఆర్ గివింగ్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ద వన్ రోబోట్. Nothing but we can call a one bot also here. Either we will be calling in a robot, or we will be calling in a bot here. So that what
Okay.
I will be taking with the robotic here. Process, as we mentioned, that sequence of step here. If I'm taking with the testing point of view, that is your testing functionality. You are taking with the different techniques you will be using it, and then you will be doing with the testing activities. But coming to here, we are not making any testing activities here. We are taking one process flow. It may be any flow. A flow on a one day, we are taking one flow, according to that particular flow, we are getting automated that particular sequence here. So that what we will be understanding that robotic process automation. Most of the time, the people will be confusing that we are having automation tools are there. And again, if I'm taking with the RPA, this is also automation tool. Then what exactly making the difference here? So if I'm taking with the testing automation tools, whereas that is you are testing in a one functionality, but coming to the RPA, you are getting automated one process here. This is moreover related to the process, and our previous automation tools are moreover to the functionality here. So this is making with the main difference here. So in case an interest, they're asking it, what exactly make the difference between other automation tools, as we are doing the automation and this automation tools. If you understand it, in RPA, we are getting automated one particular process, but if I'm taking the other automation tools, you are taking with the functionality here. Okay. So this is what exactly mean by the RPA, which it will be calling as a robotic process automation here. Okay. Next. So now you can see the difference to understand it, how exactly process done manually and how exactly the process done with the RPA. Okay.
Yeah,
So why this? Yeah. So how this RPA has been came into the picture is, if you see this example, take an example of the Flipkart. But Flipkart example this conte, we used to be having some employees. Assume that they have to be start with the delivering with the one product. Okay. Whenever they want to be deliver one product, what do they have to do? First, they have to be one application. In that application, they will be looking into that what exactly the user has been ordered. User వచ్చేసి ఏ product ని order చేశారో చెక్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. Next, they have to be connect another software, and they need to be cross check that what exactly the address has been delivered. ఏ address కి deliver చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. And then there may be a chance they'll be opening with the one more application of the vendor, and from which vendor the product has to be delivered. So if you understand it, the person has to be open 3 different applications. Okay, from 3 different applications they have to be take with the 3 different data. After that, it's need to be get validated, and then it will be doing with the actual process here. So now here we have to be understand it. Sometimes there may be chances we need to be maintain 3 different employees also, or we will be maintaining only one employee only. So that employee has to be open 3 applications, and then they have to be take with the data from 3 applications, or else in a backend it will be communicating with 3 different applications, and after that it will be getting with the data. As a manual person, as a human being, we can work it, but it's not like in a very easy always to open 3 different applications and then validating with the data from 3 applications. So rather than doing that, now what we are doing is, if we look into this diagram, in a place of human person, I'm creating in a one software robot, nothing but I'm creating in a one bot. So what my bot will be doing is, it will be referring with 3 different applications, and then it will be validating with the data here. Okay, so the concept is, in a place of human being, we are taking with the one robot here. Okay, now what our robot will be doing is, it will be interacting with the applications here. So previously our human being was opening with the applications. Now our robot will be interacting with the applications, and then it will be doing with the all the required activities. It will be doing with that respective activities here. Okay.
Okay.
Next. So now we used to be heard about with the terminology of the repetitive task. So if I'm taking with the RPA, one we will be using with the terminology of the process very regularly, and at the same time we will be using with terminology of the repetitive task here. Okay. So if I'm taking with the automation tools related to the testing point of view, that is specific to the functionality. But if I'm taking with the RPA, it's not like specific to the functionality. It is like specific to the one repetitive task here. For example, assume that you are working with the development people are there. So development people having some scenario where they have to be perform some task very repeatedly. Okay, it may be some sequence of steps developer
Hello?
also can. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. So, if I'm taking with the developer want to be perform some sequence of step as part of their development here. It may be any sequence of steps here. That is, assume that you have to be repeat the same step for 10 times or 20 times, whatever it may be. Then, what developer can do is, rather than writing the coding activity for performing this repeated task, we can take with the help of the RPA, and then we can get implemented with the RPA for performing that repeated task here. So if you understand it, RPA is not like related to development or not like related to testing. Whenever we are developing one software, in whole software development lifecycle of, or once our project has been moved into the production anyway, in case of, if you're having the requirement of user is performing some repetitive task, to avoid that repetitive task with manually, we can get automated that repetitive task with the help of the RPA here. Okay, so we'll be having in a doubt why we need to get automated this repetitive task here. Take an example of the human being. If human being want to do the same repetitive activities, there may be a chances the user will be getting in a bored by doing repetitive task here. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒకటే స్టెప్ ఉంది అనుకోండి, అదే స్టెప్ ని మనం ఒక 100 times పర్ఫామ్ చేయాలి అంటే, సో యాజ్ ఎ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ ఇన్ ఎ బోర్డ్ టు డూ విత్ ద సేమ్ యాక్టివిటీ. At the
Actually,
same time, right. So at the same time, our productivity will also getting reduced it here. Okay, and we are spending with the more efforts by giving a less output here. We are working with the hours doing that repetitive task, but by the end of the day, if you look into our productivity, we are doing with the very less productivity only here. Okay, so because of that, we are taking with the help of the RPA. Now if I'm taking with my bot, so bot, there is no chance of getting bored here. Okay, and
yeah.
at the same time, in a sequence of step, in case of any small change has been done. Okay, so in case of any small change has been done, just I can update that small change under RPA, I mean in our bot, and then I can get start again continuing it here. That means in case of any changes has been done in our repetitive task or in our sequence of step, again not required to get trained with the employees also. If I'm talking about with the human beings, any changes has been done, first I need to be provide with the KT to them. After that, they'll be implementing it. Again, lot of process I need to be do it here. But coming to the bot or coming to the RPA, just I'll be making with the modifications in my process, then automatically RPA will be understanding that what exactly it has to be done. So there is nowhere concept of always we need to be provided with the training for the RPA here. Okay,
Okay.
next. So as we are doing this, as we are not maintaining any of the employees, we are having with the possibility of the cost saving here, right? So not required to spend any of the budget for any of the training of the employees and everything here. So by the end of the day, if you understand it, our productivity will be the more, and which it will be having with the more accuracy, and which it will be having the more consistency here. So if you understand in a very simple manner, why we need to be get automated our repetitive tasks to improve our productivity and for having with the accuracy and to maintain with the consistency. For these things, we need to be take with the help of the RPA here. So concept is, whenever you want to be perform any sequence of steps, or whenever you have to be perform this repetitive task, it will be taking with the help of the RPA activities here.
Okay.
Right. Next, so how exactly the tool selection has to be done? We can consider like in a tool evaluation, or else we will be taking with the POC, nothing but a proof of concept. So how exactly this tool selection will be done is, whenever you want to be select RPA tools, if you're talking about with the RPA tools, first we need to be understand that whether user has to be control that activity. Okay, that means, for example, if I'm taking with the some scenarios, it is mandatory that user has to be there and then user has to be do the input. Okay, sometimes take an example of the test case dependencies here. Okay, so one activity will be having the dependency on another activity. So when you are having with the dependency, user has to be provide, and that user has to be monitor it. Whenever it was taken with the execution, user has to be monitor it how the execution has to be done. And then sometimes there may be a requirement will be there. In between, user has to be provide some inputs also. Okay.
Oh,
So basically we'll be having the two things. One is user attended, another is user unattended. We'll be taking two terminologies: attended, I mean user attended, user unattended. User attended is we require the user attention has been required. He need to be see that how the execution has been going on it, and there may be chances in between we have to be provide some inputs also. User unattended is we doesn't require any user. Just it will be clicking on the run and it will be leaving from the office. The whole night it will be taken with the execution. It will be coming to the next day morning and it will be checking that what exactly the execution has been done here. Okay. So
okay.
ఒకటి user monitor ఉండాలి. Second one వచ్చేసి we doesn't require user monitor. So whenever you are taking with the tool selection, first you have to be understand that how many process we required with the user presence and how many process we doesn't require any human presence here. That what I will be taking with the control and monitoring here. So based on that, we can understand that how exactly our process need to be developed and what exactly the tool we need to be get selected here. Okay.
Okay.
Next, rule-based transaction. So for example, whenever we are developing any process, we need to be understand that how exactly the conditions need to be written or what kind of steps we need to be do it here. For example, assume that you are having with the requirement of captcha. Okay, captcha we can get automated, but it will not be suggestible to get automated with the captcha here. So that what I will be looking into that what exactly the rule based transactions I will be doing it here. Okay, and after that you will be understanding that how many systems you need to be get operated. For example, whether you need to be working with the only one single application or you need to be get interact with the multiple applications and then you need to be take with the data. That what we have to be think about it. And then workflow is nothing but how exactly the flow need to be done it. So if I'm taking an example of the data entry project, just we are opening with the Excel file, and after that that particular Excel file data will be copied into the application, and then from application will be taking with the validations. After that we'll be generating with the one particular report here. So we need to be understanded how exactly that workflow is has been done. Next, the major important thing will be the high volume here. Okay, so if I'm taking with the high volume, okay, so high volume is nothing but user per. So what exactly mean by this high volume is, if I'm taking with the data entry projects, take an example of the Excel file. So in Excel file, how exactly records he was maintaining it, whether he was taking with the data from 20 records, 30 records or 50 records. If the data is taking from 20 records, it will not be having with the more impact. But if you are having with the hundreds records or 200 records are there at the same day, we need to be performed with the 200 records or 300 records. That is not an easy task here. So first you have to be understand it. So from the client or from the application, how exactly how much volume of data we are getting it here. So that is what mentioning with the high volume here. So that what we need to be understand it. what exactly the volume of the data we have to be working. Okay, and the next is number of FTEs. Number of FTE is nothing but we can understand like in a number of resources here. Okay, so if I'm taking with the full-time if FTEs, nothing but we can understand like in a full-time employees. As part of the terminology of the RPA, we are taking with the equivalent, but in a place of equivalent, we can take with the employees here. So your bot is required to how many employees here. By that, we can understand that in future, how we can reduce our employees here. That what we will be looking into this part also. So whenever you are selecting this RPA tool, first you have to be understand that whether we are performing with the monitor activities or unmonitor activities. After that, how many conditions, I mean, what kind of conditions we have to be write it here. And after that, how many applications we need to be get interacted, and then how the workflow will need to be done, and then it will be taken with the how much use data we are getting. So these are the major things it will be taking into the picture to get decided any of our RPA tool here. So once we are clear about these things, how the monitoring is done and what kind of rules are there, what kind of applications are there, and what kind of flow we have to be doing, and per day how much of volume we are getting. Based on that, it will be getting decided that which RPA tool you have to be used here. Okay, and whenever we are doing this POC, we used to be looking to the non-suggested RPA scenarios here. If I'm taking an example, judgment needed. Okay, for example, whenever you are automating any process, there may be chances user judgment has been required here. Okay, so in those kind of cases will not be suggesting with the RPA here. Okay, so for example, if I'm taking with the BPO process, we mentioned that voice process, non-voice process. If I'm taking with the voice process, so user will be calling it, and after that he will be asking in a question. Human person has to be required think about it, and after that he will be answering it. So if you understand it, user has been required some judgment here. So those kind of scenarios will not be getting automated by the RPA here. Okay, and then unstructured inputs. For example, ఒక process automation చేసేటప్పుడు in between there may be a chance we require some voice related activities here. Then that kind of activities we cannot get automated here. Okay, and even the output also need to be get with the voice, so that is also not get automated here. So if I'm taking with the scenarios, these scenarios will not be suggested with the RPA. Okay, most of the time the people will be mentioning that RPA has been used to get automated all the scenarios. Chala mandi entante RPA use chesi everything will get automated, that what the people will be saying, but it's not like that 100% will be getting automated. Okay, so మీరు ఏ ప్రాసెస్ అయినా సరే మనం 100% ఆటోమేషన్ చేయలేము, maximum 80%. But if it is there is no voice related activities or everything is correct, then we can say that 90% we can go with the RPA automation. Not like we'll be getting automated with the 100% of automation here. Okay,
I
so
heard
this is
that
what
in RPA you can reduce the resource count. Out of five people, one person can do entire project. There's no need of 5 resources like that.
సో ఆ 5 resource అది ఎప్పుడు పిక్చర్ లైక్ వస్తుందంటే ద వే ఆఫ్ వర్క్ ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టేక్ విత్ ద 2 different projects. Take in a project of BPO project and take with the project of the data entry project. If I'm taking with the data entry projects, so in data entry there is nothing much about with the technical activities. మన data entry projects లో technical కానీ user think చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. So there I can reduce with the 4 employees out of 5. But if I'm taking with the BPO project, assume that there are some process related to the voice related. So in that case, I can't reduce with the 4 employees to the 1 employee here.
Okay.
సో మీరు ఏ ప్రాసెస్ అయితే ఆటోమేషన్ చేస్తున్నారో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం ఎంప్లాయీ కౌంట్ రెడ్యూస్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ ఇన్ ఆల్ ద కేసెస్ ఐ విల్ బి రెడ్యూసింగ్ విత్ ద 4 employees to the 1 employee.
Okay.
సో అక్కడ మనకు డిఫరెన్స్ వస్తుంది. సో మనం ఏ ప్రాసెస్ ని వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ బిజినెస్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఆటోమేటెడ్, నథింగ్ బట్ వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాసెస్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఆటోమేటెడ్. We can't say that in all scenarios will be reducing with the employee count to 4 to 1 here. Okay, మనం చేసే వర్క్ ని బట్టి ఎంప్లాయీని రెడ్యూస్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్, what make you the difference between RPA tool and the other automation tools here? So if I'm taking with the other automation tools and then RPA, one we need to be take care about with the license here. Basically, all RPA tools are licensed versions only. It's not like in a freeware. But most of the time we'll be getting in a doubt. In the market already we are having open source tool, freeware tool are there. But why we have to be take with the license here? Okay. So what exactly this Blue Prism is telling is, or what exactly RPA is telling is, even though it is a licensed, we need to be looking into the ROI. So nothing but our return of investment. So how much you are getting invested for taking with the tool on the license? After 6 months, after 1 year, how much you are getting back? Okay. Take an example of our chatbot. Yesterday I shown you one. If I'm taking with the HDFC Bank, we are having with chatbot. Example this context. Previously, what HDFC Bank people are doing is they are maintaining with the employees for replying with the chat. Take an example of only Hyderabad only. If I'm taking with the Hyderabad, assume that I'm having with the 10 to 20 branches. Take an example of I'm having with the 20 branches out there. In 20 branches, at least they need to be maintained one employee for replying to that chat. That means they have to be maintained with the 20 employees here. If I'm taking with the 20 employees, assume that very basic salary of 10K, they have to be provided with the salary of the 10K for one person. That means 20 employees here, 20 into 10, around they will be maintaining with the 2 lakhs for just maintaining this employees here. Okay, so if you understand it, for every 1 month they are spending with the 2 lakhs. If I'm taking with the 1 year, 2 lakhs into 12, around it is costing with the 24 lakhs here. So every year they are spending with the 24 lakhs here. Okay, and that too, that is if I'm taking with the human person, they'll be working with the 8 hours only. So we required with the 3 shifts here. That means into 3. So we'll be making into 24 into 3 here. Okay, so again it will be around, it will be costing with the 75 lakhs, or it will be costing to the 80 lakhs here. So that means an average, if I'm taking with the HDFC Bank, just for replying with the chart, they are maintaining with the resources, almost they are maintaining with the 80 lakhs or 90 lakhs, they are maintaining it here. Now you can see here, for 1 year you are maintaining with the 80 lakhs here. So take into the multiple here, into 2, into 3, or into 4. So almost you will be spending with the amount of the crores here. Now, what RPA people are telling is, or what exactly this Blue Prism is doing is, now rather than you are maintaining with the 20 employees, or rather than you are maintaining with the 20 employees for that replying, replace all the 20 employees with my bot here. You are taking with the license only. Again, license will be little bit cost only, around it will be taking into the lakhs only. But even though it was taking into the lakhs, within 1 year or within 1.5 year, whatever the investment have been kept into the tool, the whole thing will be getting reverted back here. Okay, so if you look into the graph of greater than 2 years or 3 years, whatever the amount you have been invested, you will be getting in a double here. Okay, because of that, nowadays maybe you will be seeing into the news, or if you type in a Google, we can say that HDFC Bank got in a profit of 160%. they have been saved it because of implementing with the bot here. Okay, so that what you will be taking with the tool license here. So if I'm taking with the tool license, it is a licensed only, but whatever the investment we are keeping it, we are having the chance of to came to the back here. So generally that what the companies will be doing it here, because whenever one project you want to be get implemented, so what this Blue Prism guys will be doing it. For example, assume that we have a company called as a Capgemini. Blue Prism company people will be come to the Capgemini. They will be telling that So this is what exactly what process you are doing it. Rather than doing that, implement my Blue Prism. By that will be getting automated that process, and they will be saving that much of budget here. Or they will be visiting with the banks. They'll understand that what exactly the bank people will be doing it. Take an example of closing an account. Banks lock account close share. So if you want to be close an account, user has to be spent with it a lot of time. First, he has to be understand that for that account, how many things got linked it. So a bank account close share ante, first we need to be understand that whether that account has been connected with any of the credit card. Okay, and they have to be connected with any of the loans are available. So that means we need to be interact with the credit card related application. We need to be interact with the loans related application. Again, loans, what kind of loans they are having it, whether it is related to the personal loan or whether it is related to the home loan or vehicle loan. So as a human being, you need to be get interact with these many applications here. So if we consider about with the human person, it will be taken with the very lot of time to do all these activities. Now what we can do is we can implement with the one bot to get all these things. Going forward within a very simple time, we can close an one our account here. Okay. So that what we will be taking with the tool license here. Make tool వచ్చేసి licensed ఉంటుంది, but మనకు if we think about with the ROI, you will be having with the more advantages here. Okay, so in case మీకు interviews లో if they're asking it, there are already other automation tools are there, freeway tools చాలా ఉన్నాయి, మళ్ళీ మనం అమౌంట్ ఎందుకు ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయాలి? If they're asking it, we can take with this kind of example and we can say that how the ROI is coming back to it here. Okay, next, browser support. So if I'm taking with the Blue Prism or if I'm taking with the RPA, most of the time it will be supporting all the browsers here. So you can work with the Firefox browser, Chrome browser, or any browsers we can work on it here. Next, programming languages. This what make it the major advantage. If I'm taking with the programming languages, there is no concept of you will be learning with any programming languages here. Okay, so if I'm taking with the QTP, we need to be learned with the VB script. Or if I'm taking with the Selenium, we need to be take care about with the Java here. But coming to the RPA, in a backend, it will be taken with the .NET. Okay, majorly if I'm talking about with the Blue Prism will be working based on the .NET architecture only. Backend lo .NET architecture work avutundi, but we are not worried about anything related to the .NET and everything here. Then we'll be talking about with the coding knowledge. We can say that RPA tools are totally code-free tools here. Okay, no concept of the coding here. You will not be learning any C language or you will not be learning with the Java language, .NET or anything. మీరు ఏ లాంగ్వేజ్ కూడా నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, and we doesn't require any coding part also here. And platform support, if I'm taking with the Blue Prism, it will be getting supported for all platforms here. You can work with the Windows platform or you can learn with you can work with the Linux platform. There is no issue with any of the platforms here. And if I'm taking with the RPA, it is very easy to use and even for debugging also. In case if you want to make any debugging activities, we can easily make with the debugging activities here. And if I'm taking with the integration techniques also very easy. System requirements, we doesn't require any huge systems here. And to get implemented with the Blue Prism, it's not like very high configuration systems we have to be use it. The very normal configuration will be enough here. And OCR support, that is nothing but OCR is nothing but related to the images here. That what we'll be calling as a surface automation. That is the one extra feature you will be having when you work with the RPA. Okay, so all this will be the major advantages only. The only thing the people will be thinking about with the tool license here, but remaining all the things, very major advantages you will be having. Browser support you will be having. We doesn't require any programming language. We doesn't require any coding knowledge, and it's not a bother about any of the platform. And we can easily take with the debugging activities. And even systems also very normal system will be enough. And moreover, we are having with the surface automation here. Nothing but you will be able to work with the images here. So these things will make the difference between other automation tools and then RPA tools here.
Okay.
Next, particularly Blue Prism advantages here. So what exactly make you the Blue Prism advantages is, if I'm taking with this Blue Prism advantages, majorly security here. When you compare with other RPA tools like Automation Anywhere or UiPath or WorkVision, when you compare any other automation tools, Blue Prism will be having with the more security. Currently, Blue Prism version 5 is going on. Previously, when you are working with the Blue Prism 3 or Blue Prism 4, we are not having very major market. At that time, Automation Anywhere has been occupied with the major market. But once the Blue Prism version 5 has been came into the market, then the most of the market is picking by the Blue Prism here. Because if I'm taking with the version of the 5, it is a very stable version, and most of the security things has been implemented on Blue Prism here. That what it is mentioning with the enterprise automation tool here. Okay, and we are having with the time or event triggered nothing but scheduling. And Blue Prism we are having with the option of the scheduling. For example, rather than user is opening, running, getting started with the application, we create one schedule every day early morning or every alternative days or every weekends. Take an example of the bank. If I'm taking with the banks, we will be having some transactions like RTGS will be there, NEFT will be there. If I'm taking with the RTGS, it's need to be run in specific timings only here. So we can create some schedules need to be run this process in the specific timings only here. Okay, and moreover, this BP is also related to the object oriented only here. Okay, and then it will be working with the .NET framework only, but as a user we doesn't require any .NET knowledge or we doesn't require any coding knowledge here. Okay, and we already mentioned that we are having with the technique of OCR API, nothing but we can work with the images also here. Okay, and we will be having with the possibility of the control room. What exactly mean by this control room is, user can get control how many process need to be done it, and a time low a particular bot execute avali, or what particular time each and every bot need to be get executed. Everything will be controlled by the UI only here. So in UI, in a BP tool, you will be having with the one UI will be there, control room will be there. With the help of the control room, we can get control all our activities here. Okay. Next, reporting. Reporting will be there, but not like an UI reports. And a graphical representation under everything will be like in a console only. So we can see that log statements will be having it. Log statements also will be having in a two kind of log statements here. One is by default, Blue Prism will be providing with the log statement. If required, we can create our own log systems also. Okay, మీకు రిపోర్ట్ వచ్చేసి గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఉండదు, అంటే పై చార్ట్స్ కానీ ఇలా రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఉండదు. బట్ ఇఫ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ దాట్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆల్సో. బట్ మోర్ ఓవర్ ఆల్వేస్ విల్ బి లుకింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద లాగ్స్ ఓన్లీ. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ స్టెప్ కి లాగ్ జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ లాగ్ వీ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ what particular step got executed and everything you will be able to understand on it here. Okay, next is credential management. Credential management is, this is one of the security. For example, you will be having the password. We need to be take with the password encrypted. If I'm talking about Selenium tool lo password encrypted possibility ledu. But here we are having with the possibility to take with the encrypted also here. Okay, and multiple instances and reusability. And మీరు ఒకసారి ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ మన జనరల్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ లో క్రాస్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటే విల్ బి డెవలపింగ్ సమ్ ఫంక్షన్స్. సో ఒక ఫంక్షన్స్ ఎలా అయితే డెవలప్ చేస్తామో, ఈవెన్ బ్లూ ప్రిజమ్ లో కూడా we can develop some objects and we can have the reusability here. Okay, so these things will make you the specific advantages while talking about with the Blue Prism here. Okay. Now we are talking about types of RPA. So we told that RPA lo tools chala untai, but at the same time we are having two different type of RPA. One will be taken with the FOR, one will be taken with the BOR. If I'm taking with the FOR, mentioning that front office robots. If I'm taking with the BOR, mentioning that back office robots here. Okay, so this front office robot and back office robots is nothing but employees only. మన కొన్నిసార్లు ఎంప్లాయీస్ తీసుకుంటే కొంతమంది ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫీస్ లో వర్క్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, బ్యాక్ ఆఫీస్ లో వర్క్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. So most of the time, if I'm taking with the BOR, back office robots, these things you can see here, these are unattended. అంటే మనకు యూజర్ మానిటర్ అవసరం ఉండదు, and there is a possibility we can run in a batch mode only. Okay, and moreover everything will be run in local systems only. Okay, so if I'm taking with the BOR, just what it will be doing is, what exactly we used to be do is, we need to be send some request, and request has to be come back, and we need to be take with the validation here. Okay, but if I'm taking with the FOR, front office is, we required some user presence will be there. For example, you can say that voice related BPO jobs here. If I'm taking with the non-voice related jobs, we can say that a BOR. Voice related jobs, we can say that FOR here. Most of the time, RPA has been getting implemented with the BOR only. Okay, so most of the process related to the BOR, to get automated, that BOR will be taking with the RPA here. Okay, in case an interest they're asking in a question, what kind of RPS we will be having it? We'll be having with the two kind of RPS. One we will be taking with the FOR, one we will be taking with the BOR. FOR is related to the front office related activities, and BOR is related to the back office related activities here.
Okay.
And this is what exactly how the RPA life cycle will be working it. How SDLC will be there. Okay, software development life cycle. First, you are understanding the requirements. Then you are taking into the development. Then you will be taking into the testing. Then you will be taking into the production. In a similar manner, we'll be having the RPA life cycle also. So, in case an interest they're asking in a question, how exactly RPA life cycle will be working. And I can understand here. It's a very simple process. First, you are understanding the manual process, and the first manual ga oka process, what exactly we are performing it. You will be understanding that manual process. That process you will be getting implemented with the RPA here. Okay, so whenever you are getting implemented with the RPA, first you have to be understand that how exactly that process need to be managed. Okay, and a process ni ela manage cheyali, what are the things we are doing it, first we have to be understand on that. Once you are clear about that, then it will be taking with the define phase here. Okay, so define phase is nothing but you will be getting started preparing with the documents here. Okay, మనకు ప్రతిసారి డాక్యుమెంట్స్ కంపల్సరీగా డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే మనకు టెస్టింగ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో రిక్వైర్మెంట్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ఎలా అయితే ఉంటాయో, RPA kuda we need to maintain with the documents here. So if I'm taking with the define stage, okay, so in define stage, what exactly we'll be doing is, we'll be having with the meetings will be there. It's a similar concept of your Agile. Manam Agile the work chesetappudu, how we are taking with the different kind of meetings, same thing you will be doing it here. Most of the time we'll be following with the Agile process only. RPA kanta kuda Agile process follow avutam. Okay, so in a defined stage, what we will be doing is, first we will be getting understanding all kind of requirements, and then we will be preparing with all the documents here. Then it will be taking into the design phase here. So design phase, we will be getting all the approvals, what exactly need to be defined it and everything. Then we will be getting started with the designing our bot, nothing but designing our process. Once design has been completed, we'll be testing it whether it is perfectly working on it. Then it will be getting built, then it will be moving into the UAT. Once it has been moving into the UAT, then it will be deployed into the production environment. So in a production environment, rather than our employees are working it, our bot will be working it here. Okay, so ఒక నార్మల్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ డెవలప్ సైకిల్ ఎలా అయితే వర్క్ చేస్తామో, సిమిలర్ ఆర్పిఏలో కూడా సేమ్ ప్రాసెస్ ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ ఒక ప్రాసెస్ని అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. దెన్ విల్ బి ప్రిపేరింగ్ ఆల్ ద రిక్వైర్డ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్. Based on that, it will be getting started with the design. Then it will get tested. Then it will be deployed. It will be moving into the UA. Then it will be deployed into the production environment. So if I'm taking with these stages, define stage, and test. In these three stages, we will be getting prepared with the different kind of documents here. So if I'm talking about with the documentation, the very starting stage in a defined stage, we need to be prepared with the IPA documents, nothing but initial process analysis. So to take an example of the bank, ఇప్పుడు ఒక బ్యాంక్ ప్రాసెస్ ని మనం RPA ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. సో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలంటే హోల్ 100% ఆఫ్ బ్యాంక్ ని మనం ఆటోమేషన్ చేయలేం. So that what I will be taking with the analysis. First way I will be analyzing it, whether it will be getting implemented with the bond for only for closing the account or opening with the account. So a particular process ke mana bot ni implement chali, that we need to be take with the analysis here. Okay. So once you're done with the analysis, then we will be preparing with the documentation of PDD. That is nothing but process. Okay. So ఏ ప్రాసెస్ ని మీరు ఆటోమేషన్ అయితే చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ని we need to be get documented here. These two things done by the very high level and will be taken with the architect level. మనకు solution architects ఉంటారు. So solution architects will be taking about these two things here. Okay. And after that, these two documents will be provided to the normal resources. Then we need to be get preparing with the FRQ and the functional requirement here. Okay.
ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మనం తయారు చేయాలా లేకపోతే ఎవరైనా ఇస్తారా మీకు?
లేదు, ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ అంటే ఈ 3 డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ఐపీఏ డాక్యుమెంట్స్, పిడిడి, ఎఫ్ఆర్క్యూ, ఈ 3 ఎస్డిడి వరకు ఈ 4 డాక్యుమెంట్స్ వచ్చేసి సొల్యూషన్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్స్ విల్ బి దేర్.
ఓకే.
బేసిక్ గా మనకు ఆర్పిఐలో కూడా జాబ్స్ 2 కైండ్ ఆఫ్ జాబ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఒకటి ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్ ఉంటుంది, ఇంకోటి ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే జాబ్స్ మనకు 2 కైండ్ ఆఫ్ జాబ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్, ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్. ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్ వచ్చేసి జస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు బి డెవలప్ ఇట్, అంటే మనం ఒక బాట్ ని డెవలప్ చేయాలి, అది రోల్ వచ్చేసి ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్ రోల్. ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ ఉంటాడు, ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఈ రోల్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ లెవెల్ అయిపోతాయి. సో అంటే మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఎస్ఎంఎస్ ఉంటారు, సబ్జెక్ట్ మ్యాటర్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్. సో వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఆర్పిఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ లెవెల్ కిందకి వచ్చేస్తారు. సో వీళ్ళు ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళకి ఆల్రెడీ డొమైన్ ఎక్స్పర్టైజ్ ఉంటుంది, సాఫ్ట్లో ఎలా వర్క్ చేయాలని మొత్తం ఎవ్రీథింగ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటుంది. సో దోస్ గైస్ దే విల్ బి ప్రిపేరింగ్ ఇట్ అనమాట. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ ఎస్డిడి ఎప్పుడైతే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతుందో సొల్యూషన్ డిజైన్ డాక్యుమెంట్, ఈ ఎస్డిడి మనకు డెవలపర్ కి ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు. సో మనకు ఈ ఎస్డిడిలో సొల్యూషన్ డిజైన్ డాక్యుమెంట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఈ సొల్యూషన్ డాక్యుమెంట్ డిజైన్ లో అంటే ఒక ప్రాసెస్ ఆటోమేషన్ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళకు సొల్యూషన్ ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేసి ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్ మనకు ప్రొవైడ్ చేసేస్తారు. ఈ ఎస్డిడిని బేస్ చేసుకొని టిడిడి ప్రిపేర్ అవుతుంది. మనకు యాజ్ ఏ ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్ మన మేజర్ ఇంటెన్షన్ వచ్చేసి టిడిడి ఉంటుంది. సో ఈ టిడిలో 2 ఉంటాయి, ప్రాసెస్ డిజైన్ ఒకటి, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డిజైన్ ఒకటి. సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డిజైన్ వచ్చేసి మనకు అండర్స్టాండ్ కావాలి అనుకుంటే ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఎలా డెవలప్ చేయాలి అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు సింపుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ తీసుకుంటే నేను అప్లికేషన్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి, తర్వాత లాగిన్ యాక్టివిటీ చేయాలి, అప్లికేషన్ క్లోజ్ అవ్వాలి. సో అప్లికేషన్ ఓపెన్ అవ్వడం, అప్లికేషన్ క్లోజ్ అవ్వడం అనేది కామన్ యాక్టివిటీ ఉంటుంది. సో దాన్ని నేనేంటంటే ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కింద క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు, అంటే ఒక రీయూజబుల్ ఫంక్షన్ కింద క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో అట్లా ఆ రీయూజబుల్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఏం డెవలప్ చేయాలన్నది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కింద వస్తుంది. ప్రాసెస్ ఫ్లో ఏది చేయాలన్నది ఈ ప్రాసెస్ డాక్యుమెంట్ కింద వస్తుంది. మనం మేజర్గా ఈ 2 డాక్యుమెంట్స్ రెఫర్ చేస్తాం, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డిజైన్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్, ప్రాసెస్ డిజైన్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. ఈ 2 డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మన మొత్తం డెవలప్మెంట్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. సో ఆర్పిఐ డెవలపర్ వచ్చేసి ఈ 2టిని రెఫర్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ లెవెల్లో ఇవన్నీ కూడా రెఫర్ చేసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. బట్ మనం వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీ రోల్ వచ్చేసి ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు డెవలప్ చేయరు, ఇవన్నీ రెఫర్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇన్ కేస్ మనకి ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకున్నప్పుడు మనం ఇవన్నీ కూడా రెఫర్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మన ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని డిజైన్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. అలా ఉంటుంది.
టెక్నికల్ డిజైన్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి కదా.
మనం ఈ 2 వచ్చేసి మన లెవెల్లో ఉంటుంది, పిడిఐ అండ్ ఓడిఐ. సో మనం డిజైన్ చేయడం అంటే మనం ఎలా డిజైన్ చేస్తామంటే అది కూడా ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే మళ్ళీ టీమ్ లీడ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లోకి వస్తాడు. కొన్నిసార్లు ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే టీమ్ లీడ్ వచ్చేసి ఈ 2టిని ప్రిపేర్ చేసి మనకు హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేసేస్తాడు. ఓకే. మనము వీటిని బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం డెవలప్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. కొన్నిసార్లు ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే మనం ఫస్ట్ అనాలిసిస్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, అనాలిసిస్ చేస్తే మనం ఓన్ గా ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. అంటే మనం ఫస్ట్ ఒక హై లెవెల్ లో ప్రిపేర్ చేసి
ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ కి చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది, ఎందుకంటే 8 years ఉంది కాబట్టి.
రైట్, దేర్ మే బి అట్లీస్ట్ అంటే మనం ఇవన్నీ కాకపోయినా ఇవన్నీ మనకు అవసరం కాదు, అట్లీస్ట్ ఇవి 2 కూడా మనం చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. అట్లీస్ట్ మనం అంటే స్క్రాచ్ నుంచి మనం డెవలప్ చేసామని చెప్పకుండా ఆల్రెడీ మనకు క్లయింట్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేశాడు, యాజ్ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ యాజ్ అజైల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ మేము దానికి ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ చేస్తూ వచ్చామని చెప్పేసి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసుకుంటూ రావచ్చు అన్నమాట.
ఓకే. మీరు డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మీద నాలెడ్జ్ ఇస్తారు కదా?
యా, నేను ఐల్ బి అంటే మీకు కొన్ని శాంపిల్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాను. సో బై దట్ శాంపిల్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మీరు ఒకసారి రెఫర్ చేస్తే మీకు అర్థమైపోతుంది ఎలా ఉంటుంది అన్నది.
ఓకే.
రైట్. సో ఇవి మనకు మేజర్గా ఆర్పిఐ డాక్యుమెంటేషన్స్ అన్ని కూడా మనం మేజర్గా మన వర్క్ అంతా కూడా ఓడిఐ నుంచి ఉంటుంది. అంటే మనం ఈ ఓడిఐ రెఫర్ చేస్తాము. ఈ ఓడిఐలో మనకనే ఏమేమి డెవలప్ చేయాలనేది క్లియర్గా మెన్షన్ చేస్తుంటుంది. దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం మన యాక్చువల్ ప్రాసెస్ని డెవలప్ చేసేస్తాం. అయితే సో ఇవి బేసిక్ ఆర్పిఐ డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ రిలేటెడ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ హియర్. నౌ నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ ఏంటంటే మనం ఆర్పిఐ అంటే ఈ ఓడిఐ డాక్యుమెంట్ని తీసుకొని ఒక ఓడిఐ డాక్యుమెంట్ తీసుకొని ఆ ఓడిఐ డాక్యుమెంట్ నుంచి మనం మన ప్రాసెస్ని ఎలా డెవలప్ చేయాలనేది అండర్స్టాండ్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో రేపటి నుంచి విల్ గెట్ స్టార్టెడ్ అవర్ యాక్చువల్ థింగ్. So from tomorrow we'll get started our actual thing. We'll be taking with the ODI documents, and then from this we'll be getting started developing our RPA, developing our bot here. Okay. Right. So from tomorrow we'll be getting started our actual thing. So we'll see that how we can get started with our actual development part here. Okay. సో ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే నేను జస్ట్ ద రీజన్ ఐ బిన్ గివెన్ ఇట్, మనకంటే ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ అటెండ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు డెఫినెట్గా దే విల్ బి ఆస్కింగ్ ఇట్. ఈ థియరీ లెవెల్లో కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఐ హావ్ బిన్ గివెన్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సో టుమారో ఐ పాసిబుల్ నేను ఒకసారి ప్రకాష్తో క్రాస్ చెక్ చేసుకున్న డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ఎలా పంపించాలన్నది నేను ఒకసారి చెక్ చేస్తాను. చేసి నేను కొన్ని సాఫ్ట్ కాపీస్ పంపిస్తాను. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఆల్రెడీ ఆ మెటీరియల్ రెఫర్ చేశారనుకోండి, మీకు మొత్తం అన్ని దాంట్లో రెఫర్ చేసి ఉంటుంది. బై దట్ మీకు ఈజీ అయిపోతుంది.
ఓకే.
ఓకే. Okay, bye. Meet you tomorrow then.
Okay.
Thank you.